Here at Westwind Media, I make a lot of products, so I have to do a lot of advertising, right? Let's go with some pipe cleaner monsters, huh? Oh, story time first. I was in high school and getting into the whole goth, heavy metal, punk kind of movement thing. And there was this store called Hecate's Pupil on Monroe Ave in Rochester. And they sold the absolute best clothing and whatever other stuff a store like that would sell. But they had a display in their front window by someone who had made these amazing little figures out of pipe cleaners, Chenille stems. So I saw that when I went to get my boots, and I said, I have to make some. So I started making some, and it was difficult. It was definitely a learning curve because there's no instructions on how to do that kind of thing. Uh, my oldest ones are in the attic, the store right here you see behind me, and I'm not going in there because it's a mess and they're hidden somewhere deep in a box. So I'll show you what I've got in my room, which is way better. Those ones in the attic aren't all that great. But these are ones that I made when I had figured the whole deal out. I actually met the guy and I bought two of his, but I bought one, and my mom knew a guy at the library who gave one to her to give to me. So I ended up with two of his items. He uses his in a game. I don't know if he wants me to tie in, so I'm not going to tie in. He's just some guy. So I'll show you what I made. His are much smaller. Here's my red dragon. I was in a band with this woman from Spain. She was singing opera in our heavy metal band and screaming black metal, which was the most fun I've had in a long time. We went on many adventures. Hyde and Clyde was one of them, but you can't look up Hyde and Clyde anymore because it doesn't exist, I don't think. It was a 44-room haunted mansion with such features as the taxidermy suite, the Chinese opium bed, and the pole dancing mirror room. I don't know what happened to it. The world may never know. Maybe someone can tell me. Anyway, I made a red dragon because she was talking about, like, her new album that she was making when she had moved back to Spain after our band had broken up, and song about a red dragon in her album. So this is like twine stuff, like cotton twine all over. Very very, very time consuming. These have been sitting in my room for a long time. You can see all the dust on the back of them. But anyway, I hope you got a good view, because I sat here and told a story while I was turning. I was working on mythological characters. So here's my Minotaur. He doesn't have a maze. He never had a maze. He had an axe, but that got lost or thrown away. Whatever. It wasn't very good. But the Minotaur is good. He's not bad. He's not one of the ones that hangs out in my room, my main room all the time, but he's not bad. He was sitting in a box. He was stuck to the Mod Podge on the side of the box. Whatever. This guy has a story. I was at Burlington Coat Factory at the mall in Greece, and I found this bracelet that was made of these gold segments. And I said, I need to make a monster with gold segments on it. Gold armor, maybe? Who knows? Turned out to be the the gold belly of a blue dragon, a two-headed blue dragon whose body is made out of a water bottle, and his mouths are made from staple pullers. One of my friends was seeking after this one. He wanted to buy it, but it would have been prohibitively expensive. These take an amazing amount of time and resources to make. Idea generation alone takes a long time. You can imagine what it takes to turn a bracelet, a water bottle, and two staple pullers with some pipe cleaners into a two-headed dragon. I gave him like doggy feet on the back. I thought it was like the coolest idea at the time. So I put some like cloven hoof feet on the front, and I like it. I think it's cool. Another thing that is a holdover from when I was younger, I used to read and watch the Max. And anyone who's my age will know this character. He's in Outback mode because he's got his feathers on his head. So this is all twine that I pulled apart. It was like braided or twisted jute twine, whatever. I don't know. His fists didn't come out all that great, but he reads really well from a distance. He was supposed to sit kind of like this, like bent over. He's a little bit floppier than that would allow. He's got his long boots. I always thought those long boots were like really cool. They reminded me of Peace in Ralph Bakshi's Wizards, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. You're getting a lot more than you paid for here. This one's called Cachinating Madness. Amidst the ruins of a Paleogean place, tiptoeing quietly where no foot has ever tread, morbidly compelled by thoughts from another time, I traverse the halls of the dead. The doctors prodded me in my cachinating madness, always asking questions, oh, they never like my answers. Locked in this padded cell and tied in my straitjacket, but their pills can never change the truth. Hidden so secretly in this Massachusetts town, beneath the gambrel roofs, behind windows boarded tight, engaged in rituals to dark and nameless gods. From eldritch domes I reside. The doctors prodded me in my cachinating madness, always asking questions, oh, they never like my answers. Locked in this padded cell and tied in my straitjacket, but their pills can never change the truth. Sets. I was into making sets, and I was into fairy tales and mythology, so Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf are friends now. They're just sitting on the bed. I was making the wolf's head when I was on Skype with the opera vocalist from my metal band. She was all the way in Spain, and that's the way that we talked at that time. I made the bed out of popsicle sticks. It's got a few missing, but it's holding together admirably after over 10 years of moving around my room. she's got dropsy. See how she drops? That's because she's got no back, or hardly any back. But her cape holds her up when she's on a flat surface. It's engineering and economic use of materials. She's got her basket of goodies that she was bringing to Grandma. I was just into, like, fairy tales, mythology. Let's make some pipe cleaner monsters. Another set. This is the last set. Everyone's heard the story of the three Billy Goats Gruff, where the little goat goes across the bridge. I don't remember what the word was that was used. I should have looked that up, but I was more focused on showing my art and saying, hey, you could buy or commission something like this from me if you really wanted to. westwindmedia@gmail.com, and we can discuss pricing and options. And if you gave me an assignment that I deemed worthy, I would totally make you something wonderful like this. But then the medium goat came across the bridge. He had bigger horns and different color eyes, and he's got some fringe around him. His feet are kind of weird, but that was economical use of materials because he doesn't have a belly. And then the big goat came across the bridge. He's a little bit more fragile because he doesn't have a belly either. But he's got bigger horns. They're supposed to be curled a certain way. They're supposed to look about like that. He's got different eyes. They all have little tails. His hooves. I didn't remember whether goats have cloven hooves or not, so I just made some hooves. And while they're going across the bridge, here comes the mean old troll to give them problems. And he's got twine hair. I even beaded part of his hair. He's got two different color eyes. His teeth are all gnarly. He's got a nice beard here. These are actually my jeans that he's wearing. I sewed them up with my inferior sewing skills of the time. Gave him some boots. His claws. He's got like muscled arms. His legs are fully made, like correct shape and everything. So they had a setting that they fit in, and it was made out of a lot of paper mache and painted paper, and you get the idea. It didn't last. I displayed it like 2 places, I think, and that was it. It got cut down. So one last thing that I just can't get right now because my legs don't work all that great. So up here is Cthulhu. I know you can't see him very well, but he's very well made. He's got the squiddy stuff hanging down from his face, and he's got flower arranging moss for wings, and I really wish I could show him to you, but it's just not in the cards. So, Westwind Media, you can find me on Instagram. westwindmedia@gmail.com if you want to commission a piece. I don't believe I'm selling many of these. You might be able to buy the Max or the Minotaur if you really wanted, but the other ones are pretty much off limits. Those are mine. So thanks for watching.